thanks everyone for being here today. We have Carita Miller with us as well, and are very excited to get into conversation with her, hear about her background in the music industry and music supervision and all the different areas of the industry that you have dabbled in and are currently dabbling in. Um, but I'll give a little Pandion introduction. We started running these workshops in 2022 weekly with different mentors from all areas of the music industry leading each week to help break down the barriers between industry professionals and emerging artists who are looking for more education or connections and networking opportunities. We want like to just hold this space for indie artists and emerging artists who want to meet more professionals in the industry and gain their insight and advice for building a more sustainable music career. We also have wellness resources, and we're about to announce coming up, there's going to be a slight change in our wellness coming up in April, which we'll announce in our newsletter and on socials as well. But we're going to be taking a pause to Pandion Unplugged, which was our weekly live stream, and we're going to start to transition to a podcast. So that will be coming up soon. And then we also will have a wellness page on our website, which is in the works right now, which will have links to other organizations and community groups in the industry that are working in the wellness space, specifically for musicians, and then also just other wellness resources as well. So that is what the main programs for us. And like I said, we're excited to have Carita here. Thanks for joining us, Carita.
Thank you for
Um,
having me.
I'll give you a quick little bio and then you can fill in anything I missed. But Carita Miller has been deep in the roots of the music industry from the early stages of her life to the present. And she currently wears several industry hats from music supervisor to A&R rep for Groovement Records / Black Knights Music and artist manager for several acts, as well as music editor for Beautiful Machine magazine. Um, so I'm excited to chat with you today, just kind of about all the areas you've worked in, and including music supervision as one big one. Um, but I also wanted to encourage everybody to ask questions today. And these music supervisor meet and greets are really for you to have the opportunity to get on screen and meet Carita and meet these other music supervisors that we have on, so that you can have more of a platform to make connections and potentially continue that building that relationship in the future for your own music and for your own sync education and knowledge. So um, feel free to put your hand up or drop questions in the chat if you would like to participate. Um, but yeah, I guess Karita, we can start with maybe if you want to talk about how you got to into the music supervision world, because I saw some of those articles online about you talking about how you didn't start with music supervision, kind of got led there, which we hear from a lot of music supervisors, I think, kind of just stumble into it in a way.
I
So yeah,
jumped
to
off
hear about
the porch. I jumped off the porch and had no idea what I was doing at all. But a friend of mine, well, okay, so during COVID, unfortunately, it was one of the best moments of my life, COVID, something that was so detrimental for so many other people. But I had started on Facebook, um, I don't know if you want to call it a podcast. I don't know what, just a live platform where a friend of mine and I was introducing him to music that I know he or nobody else knows about. And he's in the music industry himself. And I'm like, well, you don't know. I mean, I know you don't know. So let me bless you. so, so that's kind of where it all started. And one thing led to five. So a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to do the soundtrack for his movie, and I'm like, yeah, uh, thinking that he would be able to teach me what to do because he's the filmmaker. I thought, you know what to do, so yeah, I'll do it. I know how to pick the music. That's the easy part. Well, lo and behold, he didn't know what to do. So, and after my first movie, which was a great success, the soundtrack, the placements, everything was great, but the paperwork, the legal side, I knew it was all wrong.
I was gonna ask you, that seems like that would be the hardest part about learning it
I
on
didn't
your own.
know. what I didn't know. I just kind of like wrote a letter asking, can I use the music? And that was it.
That should be
So
fine, right?
that was it, really. And so after that, I'm like, okay, I love this. This is like fun. I like doing this, but I gotta learn what I'm doing here. I went online, bought books, different webinars. I now attend Berkeley online. So whatever I could do to teach myself, I taught myself. I found a mentor. He held my hand and is still holding my hand the whole way through. I became a friend of the guild and now I'm a member of the guild. So I just did everything. I followed people who were in the sync space and learned from a lot of those people. And whatever I could do to learn it, I learned it. And now I'm 13, 14 movies later. So
Cool. It's cool to know that this is a field that can be someone can be self-taught getting there, which,
yeah,
you know, not all business positions you can do that really. So it's nice to hear like a lot of music supervisors, especially freelance, seem to kind of just like put the pieces together themselves and figure it out. Did you ever work for a sync agency before?
never
You just went straight into supervising.
saw just been me.
Yeah, cool. Um,
I would actually like to, I think that's the weird part. I think I want to like go work for an agency or a production company, or I think I want to do
yeah.
that. And I keep saying I think because I've already built my own company. It's only me. I don't have any employees, but I've built the base for my own business. So it's like,
Mhm.
how do I?
And how have you grown? What have you found is the best technique for yourself in getting those projects? Do you just like reach out to people, or do people usually reach out to you to find?
Um, I reach out to a lot of people. I
Yeah.
do reach out to people, and then here in Detroit, they're like taking over Tubi right now, and there's a lot of independent filmmakers. So a lot of them, and I'm like the only. There may be another music supervisor or two, but I don't think that there's many music supervisors that are like right here.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
kind of have an
Cool.
advantage.
That's definitely a benefit. I'm sure
Yeah.
it would probably be different getting into it in like LA or somewhere that's very saturated with, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, a
Still
good.
trying to like branch out and get other filmmakers in other spaces, but
Mhm.
it hasn't happened yet. It
Mm.
will.
Yeah, it will happen. Cool. I also just remembered everyone. Sorry, I think I this was in the your emails this week, but we will be doing the disco playlist today. So if you have a song at the end of the call that you want to submit for Carita, we compile those into a disco playlist for a Pandion disco playlist, and we'll share that with her. And then it'll also be public on disco, and then a lot of music supervisors and agents use disco, and there's a discovery feature on there now. So I'm not sure if that many people are using this discovery yet, but it's slowly growing. So we're gonna have a big backlog of playlists on there for people to look at. So yeah, just make sure it's mixed, mastered, and has all the metadata. And I'll give you the link at the end of this call. Um, but yeah, that what is the best way that you find music for yourself? Speaking of music discovery, is there a technique you like to use?
Well, because over the years, I just kind of leave my submissions open. And over the years, I have had so many people submit to my disco. So that's kind of the first place I start is there.
Hmm.
And if I find nothing, then I may go to my social platforms and post that I'm looking for music, or I am going to start sending out briefs. I do have a mailing list that I allow people to sign up for. If you want to get on the list to get the briefs, I'm going to start doing that. So,
Cool. Great.
um,
And what are the projects that you usually work on? Is there a certain kind of like theme that you've been finding yourself working on frequently, or is it all
yeah,
across the board?
it's a lot of R&B and hip hop music.
Hmm.
mostly. If I can be honest, that's what it's been. So
Yeah,
for the most
cool.
part, um,
We
you
have a
know,
lot of R&B and
um,
hip hop artists in our
yeah.
community, so I'm sure people love that to follow you.
So, and as far as like themes, there's no real theme in this community where I am. I think there is no, I mean, we allow cursing and all of that. So,
Yeah,
so
anything goes.
it goes pretty much.
Cool.
Now, guys, it's not like that with everybody. So just
Yeah,
always know you have a clean version of your
yeah.
song as well. Yeah. So
That's why I love like these meet and greets that we have every month with different supervisors because some people ask, well, isn't it kind of the same material every month because you're just meeting different music supervisors and they have the same things to say, but it's honestly it's different every month and it all depends on the supervisor's strategies and they everyone has their own techniques and also their own like different projects they're working on and it's always very fun to hear like specifics on what you're looking for and what projects you're working on because everybody is different. So
yeah,
that's cool to know. Yeah.
I don't like to say that that's all I want because my last not the last one, the one before the last one, he used some songs that I didn't think he would use that were actually a different genre. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I like that.
Yeah.
So I always say, I mean, submit whatever you feel. Submit what I never I mean, now if we're getting specific for a certain project, then of course I'll be specific in that. But if you're just wanting to openly submit, just submit it.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
Cool. What was it that you loved the most about supervision when you did that first project? What was it that kind of locked you in?
I am an advocate for the artist, especially the indie artist or the up and coming artist, the unknown artist. That's what the lady with the golden ear is all about. I love to find them. Number one, I love to be the first person. I like the bragging rights, okay? And then I love just being able to give them that platform. It's
Yeah.
everything. I always thought that I thought that I really coming up as a kid and even a young adult, I thought I wanted to be an A&R, but
Mm,
this is it for me.
cool.
This is next best thing, really.
Yeah, and you have like you really have the opportunity to break indie artists, I guess, in some ways. That has that happened for you before?
I've had a few artists come back and report to me like, okay, like my song is blowing up and I'm getting a lot of people
Cool.
following this and that. Now I'm like, okay, I like it. Like,
Yeah, that's great feedback to hear. That must make you feel like you're doing something meaningful and yeah, that's so cool. Did have you this is a question we get sometimes is people wonder if they should release their songs before like they should be submitting songs that are already released so that if they do get a placement it's already out there people can find it. Is that something that you find beneficial or does it matter really? I think some people say it doesn't really matter, you can release it after the placement, but wonder what you.
it the only reason it matters for me is because I am a lot of times creating soundtracks. So in that case, I do prefer it to be unreleased. But I don't have a real preference. Yeah, it's just,
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, I guess it's just about that the world of negotiation. If it is a release song. So
Well, sorry, my partner's coming
no,
in
it's
doing something. Um, yeah, great. That's good to know. Yeah, because that's a question we get sometimes, and I always kind of wonder if that's like an industry-wide thing or if it kind of just depends on like the supervisor to supervisor prefer different things.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
cool.
think that is it.
Oh yeah, someone's saying I used to think A&R or supervision might be my path. Do you think I could still enjoy it at some point? Yeah. What's the difference that you found between like what really drew you to supervision instead of A&R? Like what was the difference that kind of stuck out to you?
Well, for me, I guess Um, when I when I thought A&R, I always thought major label, and they all have their established A&Rs for the most part. And I'm not a big fighter. So, so once I found this path, it was just like, oh, this is great. Like, and I think I have the capacity to help more people.
Yeah, that's a
I don't
big
have to hone in on just one or two
yeah.
artists. I more.
And were you doing, so you were doing A&R before you moved to supervision, or did you not really get fully into
I
it?
still have that title.
Yeah,
I
cool.
still have that title.
So you work like more one-on-one with artists sometimes as well. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm an artist, and I do A&R for a label. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'd love to hear a bit more. We haven't really had people on to talk about A&R as much, and I'm kind of curious, especially if there's people here that maybe are interested in that route at some point, kind of what the day to day is like for an A&R rep.
Because it's different now. It's not just finding the talent. You're going into the it's okay, wait, for me, I still believe in artist development. So I'm going to the studio, we're, finding vocal classes and uh everything. Whatever. Oh God. So let me just try to think of, because I'm gonna be honest, I only really there hasn't been really many artists on the label that I work for.
Mhm.
So, but the one artist, heck, I'm booking shows. I'm doing everything as the A&R, unfortunately. I'm taking on more than just the A&R role. So, booking shows, going to rehearsals, going to the studio, all that. It's just everything with the artist. I can't even.
Just helping them develop and grow
Just
as,
helping
yeah.
develop, helping social media, marketing. Here's what you need to do here. Coaching, all of it's like
Yeah.
it's
Sounds like a big job. Yeah, and
yeah.
I'm sure that also differs depending on what label you work for or if you're,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I'm with the indie label, then I'm doing a lot more.
Yeah.
So
Cool. That's
mhm.
very cool. Does anyone else have questions? Make sure you're dropping in the chat if you do. Um, so what was the last project you worked on? And something that stood out about that project that was specifically about music discovery and a moment that kind of was a big moment for you when you got a placement that you wanted for the soundtrack.
That's interesting that you asked that. So, the last project I worked on was a film called Justice. A young lady by the name of El Brianna produced it. And I've been knowing her since she was a little girl. So it was really, first off, it meant a lot to me just because of her and the relationship that we've had, along the way. And she actually had all the music picked out. She kind of made it easy for me. So all I had to do was get the clearances. Now, this was probably besides my first project, I can't really, I don't know which one, both of them. I'm most proud of my first one because I didn't know what I was doing and I got some good placements. And, even from some major artists, I got good placements. Was very happy with that. But this one, it had a lot of my favorite artists, of Detroit artists, and one in particular, Babyface Ray. I just absolutely adore him. And it was actually really rewarding at the end, right? Because he just recently got signed, and putting that soundtrack out. They almost made me give up, but I never give up. But they're like, oh, we may as well just take it down and let's just re-release it without his song on it. I'm like, mm-mm. Like, no, we're not doing that. So I fought all the way to the end. It took probably 2.5 months to get the soundtrack released on all platforms, only because of him. But I got it done and I was so happy. I
Wow.
was just it was like, oh my God, it's look, it's so So that was like, it was completely rewarding for me. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
wow. So what
Mhm.
was it exactly that was preventing? Was it because he had just got signed and that
Yeah,
caused
because
just
it's
more?
amazing. Yeah. And
Yeah.
those, you're like, we want to see the paperwork. And even after that, it still took, shoot, about a month and a half before they cleared it. I'm just like,
Wow.
what's taking so long? Like, what more do you want from me? So, so yeah, and
Yeah.
that was the first time I ever had that issue.
Yeah, that seems like kind of the perfect storm. Someone, like
Yeah.
one of the artists getting signed right as you're about to release something.
Yeah, and actually he's been signed for a, maybe a couple of years now, but still, it's just like, sir,
Yeah.
talk to your people. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's going on? But yeah, it worked out. And
Have you
so,
run into other issues like that before that kind of just put like hold up a project in some way? Like if the artist doesn't have their metadata or something, if you have to like track someone down.
oh yeah, that's always an issue.
Yeah.
When I find out that you don't own the beat, or you
Mhm.
can't even find a producer if you don't own the beat. So yeah, that actually just happened not long ago. I
Mm.
had to pull a song. Thank God we hadn't made it to streaming, but we were just still in the editing process, and we had moved on to the next third or fourth series, and then I find this out. I'm like,
Yeah. Wow. And that's like another testament to how important that is for an artist to have all their check boxes checked before, yeah, before releasing.
please, please save me the
Yeah.
time and the agony.
Helps everybody. And yeah, nobody wants to get to that point where you have a legal battle at hand or something. So definitely avoid that. But yeah, there's do you have any recommendations for how like if an artist is confused about that or how to like f figure out what the rights are when using samples or beats or anything? Is there recommendations?
So for me, unfortunately, I just prefer no samples.
Mm. Hmm. Yeah, that
No,
probably just makes it a lot cleaner and easier to do.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just I don't even get off into the sample world, to be
Mm.
honest with you. I
Yeah.
just stay away from it
Yeah.
for the most part. That's that's how I just so
Yeah. That's one way to avoid it all the
yeah, I
issues.
don't have a lot of advice for that. I know there's ways, but I
Yeah.
haven't. That's something that I need to probably learn more about. I'm
Yeah.
still learning. I'm still a work in progress. So
Yeah.
every day something. So
People have got some comments about samples here. Actually, there's one question, before we get into that. That was
no
first.
splice. Yeah, that's
No
I don't
splice.
no
Yeah.
splice. Even no splice. I don't. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a question about no, if if the paperwork is not in order, the producer, the artist, the publisher, I don't care who it is. If the paperwork is not in order, I prefer not to even deal with it. It's a
Yeah.
headache.
Yeah. I mean, you probably already have so many things to deal with and juggle in your position that added challenges like that are just not worth it, really.
Right. And yes, Tatiana, that's exactly what I mean.
Yeah. By samples, do you mean sounds, not loops? Like, yeah, string sounds, drum sounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and that might be different for other supervisors, maybe if like it's a big
Yeah,
supervision company or something that have the ability to deal with that stuff. But yeah.
exactly. And I'm trying to get there, guys.
Yeah. Well,
Very
I have heard though a lot of people say that they don't even bother. So it's good to know that there are a lot of supervisors that prefer no samples like that. So when you're going to make your songs and produce things, and keep that in mind. But yeah.
Joe, I see your
Yeah.
question. I think well, I want some clarity there. Are you asking, is there different advice for groups as opposed to individual artists? Or just are you asking for advice? I just want to be clear on that. My advice for artists altogether, groups, bands, artists altogether. as she stated, have the metadata together. That's one of the most important things. I really like it when I get the submissions and it's all there. I really don't like to go fishing for it or have to wait for you to give it to me. I prefer it be there. Um, and then I love disco. As far as my submissions, I prefer not to have to download anything, which is why I no longer take submissions via email because my computer is on overload from when I started doing that from the beginning. So, um, I love one stop. So if you can have it so that just one person, if there's a group or band, or just have it so that one person can sign the paperwork for everybody, and that we're not having to wait for 5 people to sign the paperwork. That's one of the most important things for me, also.
Yeah, great. Joe, if you have a more specific question about your own band or group, feel free to ask. You can come on screen because I'm sure other people will have the same questions. Um,
Excellent.
yeah.
Um, join the Guild of Music Supervisor as a friend. Go to some of their events, find sync events, collab with other artists. That's a big thing. Also, if you find artists that are already in a sync space, collab with them. Writing shops, writing workshops.
Yeah.
I'll probably think of some more stuff along the way.
Yeah. Meeting people is such a big one. Just getting yourself out there and trying to meet as many people as you can. Even if you're not based in LA, you can see it. Obviously, there's people all over the country and the world that are doing this kind of stuff. So, and
Excellent.
now with the virtual opportunities, that helps a lot. Um, yeah. What are top subjects or themes that in sync that you get requests for often?
You know what's funny is I don't there's really not I think the people that are in my space don't really understand the sync world as good as they need to. So they don't even throw those kind of things at me. Just something R&B and or here, I like this song. Can you get me something that sounds like this? Or can you get me this? And I'm like, you have money for that? And so I can get you something similar. Try to. Okay. Here's the disco. You can get a discount if you sign up, and you just pretty much upload all your music. You can upload all of your music into disco, and you can also attach all of your metadata. And that's where a lot of music supervisors already go and look. But you can also share your disco link with other people so that they can just look through what you have there.
Yeah,
Um,
disco's a cool. Disco's also really cool just for your own catalog like organization, even if you're not submitting it to supervisors, but just if you have a lot of songs, you can organize them in a nice way on there. And yeah, like Carita was saying, it helps with like kind of getting it off of your computer files and like moving it onto this like web page that's like well organized and everything already. So it's kind of nice to have that. I used to just have like folders and folders on my computer and it was like all confusing. And then I put it on there and it was like, oh, this is nicely laid out now and keep track of things that are demos in the works and then things that are ready to be submitted.
oh,
Um, yeah, it's cool.
I love disco. Yeah,
Such a good platform.
yeah.
Um, see
There's
any
another
questions
question.
here?
I do like the full mix and the instrumental mix. Um, yes, I prefer those are included if you send stems. I do prefer, well, I guess you can, I don't know. I've been known to because I guess some I'm learning. This is the first production that I've worked with the one that I'm working with now. The first time they ever accepted MP3. So I'm like, okay. Usually they want WAV. So what I would usually do is then just convert the file myself. But I guess maybe just send both MP3 and WAV. That'll save me a little bit of time.
Mhm.
But yeah, to answer your question, I would prefer all of that to be included if you send the stints. And yes, I do prefer the disco to be sent directly to my inbox on disco, yes.
Great.
And it usually notifies me on my email that I've gotten a disco um link. So
Great.
I have a on my website there is a submission form as well. I put the website at the top. I don't know if I can put it again. Let me find it.
Great. Is there anything you could advise people on as they're with your A&R background as well, for growth in their own artist brand? We could talk about that a little bit too, just artist branding and what kind of techniques you usually advise the artists that you work with to help kind of grow their platform.
So hmm, the one thing is that um not even your brand, just first be work withable. Be work withable and be willing to listen. So you don't have to always take action on what you hear, but just be willing to listen and hear people out and sometimes take the advice. But as far as like growing your brand, that's a good question because I don't think I'm really good at that. I just tell my artists post and
Yeah.
um post on your socials, use YouTube, use TikTok, and before your release, make sure you're promoting at least 4 to 6 weeks before. I prefer 6 weeks on the long end. Anything you can do to promote. Even if you're doing shows, I mean, all of that. You want to make sure that you're doing shows. Even if it's the smallest shows, you got to get seen by some people. Um, and I think when you're first starting, no opportunity is too small to be seen. So I do think that's also important. Um, I think that vocal training, if you're a singer, I think that's also important. Um, those kind of things. Again, collabing with other artists is also important. Um, but my biggest thing is just make sure you know the business. Um, as the artist, I get you're the creative. I get that. I want you to create, yes, but I really want you to know the business bad. If you don't have a team or at least somebody, one person that you can pull with you and trust to learn it or know it or it's you gotta that right there, like without that, then it's like, what are you doing? It's what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because going back to music supervision, I get a lot of people who come to me. And when I submit the sync request to them and the information comes back, and next to the publisher, it says BMI or TuneCore or something. I'm like, no, 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 no. And that it really like shakes me up bad, if I can be honest, because it's like, what are unfortunately, a lot of the filmmakers, this is their first time, and we all know that they don't, the music is the last thing they think about. The budget is already only 30, 50,000, 60,000. Okay. I'm just being honest. Okay. They don't have huge budgets to start with. And then we're getting to the music and they're like, money. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
So at least have your business together so that you can get your royalties because these movies do good. So, and I feel like I don't even want to place it if I know that it's not right.
Yeah.
Some of the best songs, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and when it
So,
comes to growth, like what you like you've done this with your own career too, finding a mentor is such a helpful thing. And like I mean, there's so many artists out there doing this kind of thing. So you can reach out to anyone who's like slightly above the level you're at and just ask them like, does this look good? Like, is this what everything I need? And people love to share their knowledge. So I think I've found that reaching out and asking someone's advice is usually well received, I think. But when you found your mentor, did you just kind of cold reach out to them, or was it somebody that you had already built a relationship with?
Ooh, let me tell you. I have two mentors. I have a mentor in the sync space, and I have a mentor in the music business space. Rather artist management space, rather I'll say that. So this is when Clubhouse first, it was the whole big thing. And I was in a sync room. That's all I did on Clubhouse was slept and woke up to sync rooms. And a guy was in there, Andy Ross. And after one of the rooms closed, I went to my LinkedIn and he was sitting in my inbox. And I said, whoa. When I looked him up, I said, whoa, you want to talk to me? Like, how is this even possible? Like, okay, so yeah, let's talk. So, and oh my God, he's done all these movies, so many hundreds of movies. And he's so amazing. He's like so amazing. He literally has been holding my hand the whole time. And he says to me, you better not do anything and not be sure about it. You better call me if you have any questions. And he's always rooting me on. You're the bravest. And I can't believe you do soundtracks. I would never do that. And I'm like, what? Like, this is not making sense to me. So he found me. He reached out to me and I told him, you're gonna be my mentor.
Say it straight up.
Yeah. And the same thing with the other guy. It was like he had a lot of information. I just would always watch his Instagram posts, and he's really good friends with my mom. And every time I asked him something, he would just be so willing to give me the information and gave me a lot of information. I'm like, okay, you're gonna be my mentor. So I just tell him, you're gonna be my mentor, and that's just it.
That's great. Manifest it.
I'm working on another one. So
Cool.
one more.
Yeah, that's so nice. It's
And
nice to
I
have
don't
someone
that's
there that's like you can reach out to at any point just for a question here and there. And yeah, that's so good to have. But yeah, it can be overwhelming, when you're getting into it as an artist with like in the sync world because it's very different, than anything, just the artist lane. So yeah, it's nice to have people that have done it before or just experts in it in some way or another to bounce your questions off of and learn that way. Um,
ex-
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, definitely. Someone was asking about publishing admin like Song Trust or Centric. Um, that's kind of a gray area sometimes. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, that's fine, but w- nothing against them, guys. I don't know. Why pay somebody
Yeah.
and why let them take from you, which you're already barely getting.
Yeah.
But we need to like keep all of that. So it's just, I mean, I think it's still, I don't know. I do think Zone Trust is great. I'm gonna be honest. I do recommend people sign up, but I do think that you should still have your own publisher.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes the way I've looked at it, it's like if that entity or person can get me more opportunities than I can get myself, if that I truly believe that, then it's worth paying someone, because
Exactly.
they'll be getting you more. So it would be balancing out. But sometimes it's, yeah, I don't know. it's
Yeah.
an iffy kind of area. You have to look into it a bit and see if is it going to actually be worth it. That's what people have said to me about management too. It's like don't pay a manager to do what you can do yourself and you'll know when you get to that point where you can't handle it anymore. And it's like, okay, now it's worth it to find someone, or they'll probably find you at that point anyways, because you'll be growing so much that it's people will be coming to you. But yeah, that I think that's kind of maybe similar for publishing in a way too. It's like if you can do a lot of it yourself in the beginning, and it's not worth giving up that share of money till it is worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I'm a firm believer in keeping everything that's yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Well,
We already it's already a very small amount to begin with. So don't want to be giving up too much. Um, yeah, cool. Michelle's got some notes about publishing as well there. Um, LinkedIn is a great resource. Yeah.
it
I
is.
I forgot about LinkedIn for years. And then I kind of was like, wait a second, this is actually very nice for
My best
in
friend
this
who
the
transitioned
business
into
world.
this
Yeah.
space. I
Yeah.
love it. I've been through 3 different profiles on LinkedIn. This has been the best one.
Yeah. It's a good resource, definitely. Great questions, everyone. Keep them coming if you have more. If you have specific questions, like I said, about your own situation, feel free to ask. That's totally fine too. Um, uh,
Um,
cool.
we had
Yeah.
talked about me sharing some stuff. I can't really think of anything to share besides stuff that they
Yeah.
can already see.
This is all helpful. Yeah. Thank you. I did see that you have a child. Is this true?
I should take a picture of her.
Yeah, that would be great.
And look, my son is grown now. He's 20, so it's like
Nice.
his own thing. So,
I
but yeah, I have 2 children. And my daughter, she's 13.
Oh, cute. Yeah, well, I was just going to bring that up because I feel like it's not really talked about that much in the industry. Women who have children and still, you know, balance all I don't even know how. I don't have kids myself, but I can barely balance my own life, let alone two other humans' lives as well. But yeah, I would just love to hear kind of your experience and if you had to kind of shift anything, because I know that there's probably other moms out there that would love to hear and just people just balancing. I mean, even if it's not kids, but if you have like a day job and you're trying to balance your music around that, there's lots of moments in a career
I'm,
where you have to kind of shift things around.
I'm in a moment where I want to shift some things now. But being a single mom for especially the last 13 years, all I've been doing is shifting. Okay. Like seriously, because I don't have a whole lot of help with my daughter. So the corporate world is like I don't really take it serious, even though I still live in it. I don't take it serious at all. It's like
Mhm.
I would walk away from a job like right now and wouldn't even care because
Mhm.
my kids come first. It's like you guys will get another employee. She's not gonna get another mother.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
so yeah, that's always been my attitude. And I've always been blessed where when I leave one good job, I'll find another one. So
Yeah,
it happens.
that's true. They're expendable. They are.
Yeah, they
There's
are.
always another job.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't, one thing I don't play about is my kids.
Yeah.
I, mm-mm. Um, you said you're sick, you don't have school, nobody to watch you. 13, no, you're not staying at home 8 hours by yourself. No, I
Mhm.
will be at home and I will not be going to work today. They're gonna understand.
Yeah. For
And
you.
I do have a 9 to 5, and I take this MacBook to work with me every day. And I sit there for almost 8 hours and I work on this every day. This is my end all be all, not them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have to
Cool.
make sure I keep it into perspective because if I go there and get locked in, I don't want to get locked in. It's
Yeah.
not what I'm trying. So,
Yeah. That's really great that you do. Good to hear parents like that prioritize their kids, and but also you're still making it work too. That's, like you're not giving up on your career at the same time. So,
And she's
yeah.
so busy. She dances for a young lady who raps actually. So she's traveling and all she's it's just like I'm gonna tell you, I don't know how I do it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that might be a common answer for that kind of question.
I
Everyone
literally the
figures
other
some.
day just wrote down all of the things that I'm responsible for. And I said at that moment,
Mm.
do this. I don't even know how. I have no explanation. I don't sleep much.
Yeah.
I don't mind it because I love
Something.
everything I do. So
Yeah. How many songs, someone's asking, do you think is good to pitch at a time?
I don't have a limit. That's a good question. Wow. If you have 10, maybe I'm just throwing something out there. That's not a question I've ever been asked and nothing I really ever thought about because you can submit your whole catalog to me if you want to. Seriously, because at some point I am gonna go through and listen because I'm looking for music. So, and that's what I have to do. I have to listen.
Mhm.
So,
And that varies also, again, person to person. So that's why these are great. It's great to meet the supervisors and hear what they prefer. Yeah.
right.
That's
Robbie, I haven't done any cues for TV or film so far. I would love to.
Are you interested in hip hop rock hybrid tracks? Back catalog or unreleased specific?
I would love hearing it. Yeah. Um, it's for me because I don't like being asked the question, did I like it or what did I think about it? Because it's not about what I think about it or if I like it. It's about if it fits for the scene. So, and the movies I work on, this series that I'm working on is completely different from anything I've ever worked on. And so I do think that this one, I do need different music from what I've ever used before. So I'm really going fishing this time through my disco and I'm finding different music that they actually like that I probably wouldn't have picked, to be honest. So yes, I do take EDM and dance tracks. We do a lot of club scenes where I place those kind of music, songs rather. Yep.
Cool. That's good to know. Do you recommend that people have ready the vocal stems as well in case there needs to be like a song without the vocals or something that you'll take just the instrumental track, something like that,
Yes.
or
And
do editing? Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to send them to me, but it is a good idea to have them just in case there's a need.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. It's good to know.
If
Great.
you want to share them.
Yeah.
Make my easy. I think I'm really kind of easygoing with my submissions. I don't have a lot of rules until it gets to, of course, the business part and the samples and um unless there's something specific I'm looking for at that moment. But when I start searching, it's kind of I'm all over the place with my searches.
Mm.
So I kind of like to provide different feels when I am searching.
Yeah. Does sound like you're pretty flexible compared to some other people I've heard are very like rigid about how many songs they accept or they won't. But yeah, it all depends.
Oh, because you might not submit the ones I need. You might
Yeah.
miss one that I think is good.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if are you allowed to talk about the project you're working on right now, or is it still kind of under wrap?
Yeah, no, I can't really
Yeah.
talk about.
Usually it's kind of undercover a little bit till it's been released.
Oh,
Oh, this is a long thing.
yeah.
I have a song, I'll read it since some people might be catching this replay. I have a song that was written for a brief for an ad. It didn't land, but still had it mixed and mastered and think it's a good song and appropriate for sync in a lot of ways. I'm confused about the use of splice samples. In the track, I used a guitar sample from Splice and pitched it, morphed it so the chord progression is entirely different from where it started. Also used tiny sections of a longer horn loop. In the form, splice samples had a as little hits accents in the part. So again, substantially altered from where it began. I have heard differing opinions on whether this is viable for sync. Shazam doesn't pick up anything up, and I'm 100% good to release it. It's very unlike anyone would pick it out as a specific sample. Oh yeah, unlikely they would pick it out as a specific sample. Is this specific use a problem? Would that be a problem for you? No worries, it was long.
You know,
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's like if it's so different that nothing picks it up, then
yeah,
it's
I
an
mean,
issue.
a Shazam is gonna pick up anything. I mean,
It might be worth like if you have other songs that don't use samples for a specific supervisor that doesn't want to use samples, maybe that those are better songs to pitch. But if this song specifically works for a certain brief or something, um, then yeah, I don't know if that would be worth trying. Maybe just letting the supervisor know that there were samples used in case.
that's probably the best thing to do. At least give them a heads up is probably what I would do. In my case,
Hmm.
I use it. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I,
Mm. Yeah.
I want to say yes. Honestly, I'm stuck because I really want to say yes. I would use it. I want to say yes. Okay, I really want to say yes. I would use it. I'm leaning 90% towards I will use it,
Yeah. Maybe send it in and just let her,
but I'm so scared.
Yeah. If you've been burned in the past, it's like, oh man, you want to stay away from that as much as
I
possible.
just I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
And especially I still feel like I'm new. I'm new. I'm only 4 years in. I'm still new, so I have to be really careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm dropping our disco link in now just in case anyone needs to pop off in the next couple minutes. So that's the disco link you can use to submit for Pandion's playlist, and then we'll share that with Carita as well. But then Carita also has her own on the website that you shared. There's submission instructions as well, right? Directly.
Yes, you can use instrument sounds.
Cool.
I'm looking through the questions in here.
Yeah, great.
It is disco. I shared the disco link. I'll share it again. I think I shared that last, or did I share? I think I shared one.
Yeah, I think it's further up in the chat there somewhere. Oh, here it is.
You have it?
Yeah, I think I can just pop it down here again. This one,
Okay.
Carita.
As far as the tracks I'm looking for right now, I need to go back. um, I can I, I can play you a song or two that I was trying to clear that I don't think is gonna happen. Actually, I can do that, and that'll give you an idea of what I'm looking for right now.
Mm,
Because was I do a million things, guys. So I would even have to go back to the song myself to tell you what I'm looking for. I can't remember this R&B feel. I can tell you that. But let me see if I can find. Or it may be this may be more like a pop feel. Let's see.
You might have to share your sound.
Share my screen, maybe.
You can share screen, and then the bottom left, there's a little button that says share sound when you share your screen. Should be. Oh yeah, I think we can hear it.
You can hear it. Should I turn it
Oh
up some?
no. It's a bit hard to hear. I think you might want to share your screen. That might be easier.
I see. What? I can find the pause button. That'd be great. Oh, there, done. Okay, yeah, sorry. Okay,
Right.
so interesting. I see Lee notes. Note. I am not finding the share my screen
It
option.
should be under,
Start share.
yeah, share screen, a little green button at the bottom of the, I think it should be. Or yeah,
Computer audio. Share.
there you go. Cool. That should probably.
Let's see if that's going to work.
I think that'll work.
No, it doesn't make sense, and I can't explain why it's so hard to let go. Enticed by the devil, manipulate me into doing these things. Do it over and over again. I know you're bad for me, that I'm aware, but nobody comes close, they don't compare.
So that's one of the songs. It's the lyrics, it's the feel, it's all of it.
Yeah, cool. That's
It
great
really
to
works
hear.
for a
hear
scene that I had. It really, really works.
you.
But I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Oh no.
Okay.
Hopefully. Yeah, great vibe in that song.
There's another one, if I can locate it. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Let me look this up first. It would have been. Mm. Hmm. Okay, guys. See, I can't remember which one it was. Um,
Um,
hmm,
oh, link shared with disco. Sign up link that doesn't go. Oh, I think that so on your website, is there a link for submissions?
At the top, it says submissions, and then it's under the word here.
Okay, great. Yeah, so if anyone's interested in directly submitting for Carita, then you can go to her website there. I'll find that link for you.
Here's another song right here.
Make me feel. I can see it now, all the mystery unfolding as the lights go down. Take the keys to the ignition, won't you drive it now? Take your time but hurry up, my body's crying out. I want you to wrap me, I want you to hold me close, I want you to take me home, show me what
Yeah, both of those had such great vibes.
Yeah.
Love that. Very fun, upbeat, but cool also. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. That's great to hear. So yeah, if anyone has R&B, hip hop songs or any songs, Carita said anything is welcome.
Yeah.
Feel free to you can submit to through her website or you can submit to our disco link that I dropped in the chat. I'll drop it in one more time for everybody. Um,
I,
and our disco
okay.
link will be public on our disco library page, so anyone who's looking for music can discover through that as well, not just Carita.
If, if there's any questions that were missed, but you guys can always, reach out to me on social media.
Great. Thank you.
It's it's my name, my full name. My links are on my website. So
Cool. Thank you again. This was so informative and really appreciate you sharing everything you did with us. And thank you everybody for your questions. Great questions today and good chat.
yes,
Appreciate
this
it.
was I was so nervous at first. Thank you for
Thank you for
making me relax.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it can be nerve-wracking. And I just posted our creator circle link as well, which you can sign up for. It's a private Facebook group where we share all of our announcements and then have conversations with the community, Pandion community. So if you have any other questions, you can always drop the questions in there as well. Great. Thank you again, everybody, for being here.
Yes, this was fun.
So fun. Thanks, Krita. We'll stay in touch and hopefully you'll get some submissions today.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good to see everybody.
See you guys later.
Yeah, thanks.